The traffic was gone, 94% of it. Overnight, one algorithm update, and a site that had been quietly earning for over a year went completely silent. No rankings, no visitors, no revenue. Most people look at a number like that and make a decision. They close the tab, they move on, they call it a loss. He didn't. He opened a spreadsheet instead. And 18 months later, that dead site was making $6,200 a month. Same domain, same niche, same audience, one operator, one audit, one decision to stay. I'm Paul M. Barber. This is the Silent Webmaster. And today, we study the resurrection. Last episode, we went inside the content machine, a silent operator, a two-person virtual team, 300 articles published, 0 written by her, $9,400 a month from a system she built and stepped back from. But episode 08 left one question sitting in the room. What happens when the algorithm changes? What happens when the content you spent months building gets demoted overnight? What happens when the traffic disappears and the income goes with it? Most people never find out because most people quit before the answer shows up. Operator C did not quit. And episode 09 is about what he found on the other side of the flatline. Operator C niche content site hit by Google's helpful content update. Traffic dropped 94% in a single week. 8 months of near zero revenue. Most operators fold at month 2. He ran the audit at month 1. Month 0, the hit. Month 2, the content triage begins. Month 5, the refresh cycle is complete. Month 8, Google starts re-indexing. Month 15, traffic exceeds the pre-penalty peak, $6,200 a month from a site everyone would have told him to abandon. The site was not dead, it was waiting for someone who understood what Google was actually asking for, and he did. When a site dies after an algorithm update, the cause is almost never the update itself. The update just revealed what was already there. Thin content, articles built for volume instead of depth. Google's helpful content system targets exactly this. Broken internal link architecture, orphaned pages with no topical signal, stale information, 2021 content trying to answer 2025 queries, and no topical cluster map, content published without a hub and spoke strategy. Google cannot establish expertise from a site that doesn't know what it stands for. None of these are algorithm problems. They are content architecture problems. And content architecture problems can be fixed. That is the difference between a site that dies and stays dead and a site that comes back. Here's the thing nobody says out loud. A dead site with existing backlinks, domain age, and index content is not a failure. It is an undervalued asset. It already did the hard part. The domain has history. The backlinks are real. The content exists. What it needs is a diagnosis, not deletion, not abandonment, not a new domain, a diagnosis. That is what separates the operator from the person who just blogs. The blogger sees a dead site and walks away. The operator sees a distressed asset and opens a spreadsheet. Keep watching. The first move Operator C made was not to publish new content. It was to stop publishing entirely and audit every URL on the site. 100 URLs, 3 categories, 38 articles, keep and refresh. These had traffic before the penalty. They had backlinks. They had potential. They were worth saving. 44 articles, consolidate and merge, near duplicate content covering the same topic from 4 different angles. Google saw this as confusion. The fix was to combine them into single authoritative pillar posts, 18 articles, prune entirely, 0 traffic, 0 backlinks, 0 value, no indexed, and eventually deleted. Here is the counterintuitive truth. Pruning the weakest pages often does more for your rankings than refreshing the strongest ones, because Google recalibrates how it sees the entire domain when the weak content is gone. What did not work? Just updating the publish date. What did not work? Adding more words to thin pages. What did not work? Rewriting for keywords only. What worked? Merging thin pages into deep pillar content. Updating stats, sources, and examples throughout. rebuilding the internal link architecture from scratch, publishing a visible last updated timestamp on every refreshed article. The site did not recover overnight. Google took 60 days to begin reprocessing the changes, another 30 to show consistent ranking improvement. Operator C watched the impression count in Search Console every week, not every day, every week. He held the line, and the line moved. 8 months, 0 revenue. That is the number most people focus on. That is not the number that matters. The content audit and full refresh cycle cost $800 one time. No ongoing subscription, no agency retainer, $800 of targeted labor applied to a domain that already had age, authority, and backlinks. The site now earns $6,200 a month. That is a 775% monthly return on the rescue investment. A brand new site in the same niche would have cost $5,000 to build properly, and 18 months to reach the same income level, if it ever got there at all. The dead site was never worthless. It was priced wrong by an operator who didn't yet know what he was holding. 6 steps. This is the playbook condensed. Step 1, run the content audit before touching anything. Export every URL with traffic, impressions, and engagement data. Categorize each page. Keep and refresh, merge, or prune. The audit reveals the actual problem, which is almost never what you think it is on day 1. Step 2, prune weak pages before refreshing strong ones. No index or delete thin pages with 0 traffic and no backlinks. Merge near duplicate content into consolidated pillar posts. Set 301 redirects on everything you delete. Do this first. Pruning alone often triggers ranking improvements before a single refresh article goes live. Step 3, refresh your highest potential pages in batches. Start with pages that had traffic before the penalty. These recover fastest because Google already knows them. Update the stats, update the sources, deepen the answer, add a last updated timestamp. Do not just add words, add value. Step 4, rebuild your internal link architecture. Map your remaining content into topical clusters. Every supporting article links to a pillar. Every pillar links back to supporting content. This is the topical authority signal Google's helpful content system rewards most. Step 5, monitor recovery signals and hold the line. Google takes 60 to 180 days to fully reprocess a refreshed site. Track impressions weekly, not daily. Do not add aggressive new content until existing content shows improvement signals. Patience after the refresh is as important as the refresh itself. Step 6, upgrade your monetization once traffic returns. A revived site with rising traffic is the perfect moment to apply for Mediavine or Raptive. Domain age, real backlinks, improving EEAT signals, proven recovery trajectory. The ad network upgrade at this exact moment is where episode 07's lesson connects directly to episode 09's result. The Silent Webmaster plays every episode at the same time. Dead sites don't fail because the niche was wrong. They fail because there was no system watching, no audit schedule, no refresh cycle, no signal monitoring. The content got stale and nobody was paying attention when Google noticed. ArcanoLabs is being built so that never happens to you. Content audit automation, refresh cycle management, internal link mapping, traffic signal monitoring, so your site never flatlines quietly while you are focused on something else. If you have a site that took a hit, or if you are building one and you want the system in place before anything goes wrong, visit ArcanoLabs.ai. Talk to Anaya Devi. She will walk you through exactly what a protected, monitored content operation looks like for your niche. ArcanoLabs.ai. Link is in the description. The site was dead. The operator stayed, ran the audit, refreshed the content, rebuilt the architecture, and watched the flat line turn back into an income. 6 episodes ago, we started with $44,000 a month. That felt like the ceiling. We have studied food bloggers and AI operators. We have studied silence as a strategy and exits worth $200,000. We have studied network switches that tripled income overnight and dead sites that came back from nothing. But every operator we have studied so far has been working alone, building quietly, earning in the low 5 figures, maybe the high 5 figures on a good month. Episode 10 is different. What we have been studying is the foundation, the entry level, the part of this world that most people never even reach. But there is another level, a level where the numbers stop looking like side income and start looking like something else entirely. $4.2 million a year from content, from traffic, from silence, no celebrity, no venture capital, no viral moment, just a network of sites, a team of operators, and a system so refined that the money became almost automatic. Episode 10, The Silent Millions. How the operators nobody has ever heard of built empires worth more than most companies you know by name. Subscribe so you do not miss it, because the numbers in episode 10 are going to change the way you think about what is actually possible here. I'm Paul M. Barber. This is the Silent Webmaster. Build in silence, earn in peace.